Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be building a modern desert house in Oasis Springs where the Landgrabs mansion used to be. I saw this house on Pinterest I think it was probably last night or maybe a couple of nights ago, and I loved the look of it so much, and I was like, this is what's going to be my next build. I also have another house that I saw on Pinterest that I'm going to probably be building on Monday, so look out for that. And yeah, this house is like a house that I completely love. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I can't wait for you guys to see like the finished product. So I hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. I'm doing quite well myself, you know, just another sort of day, I guess. I had a little idea in mind. So I was thinking about maybe starting to stream one day, because I've been playing a lot of other games like Stardew Valley and stuff. So I was wondering if maybe one day I could start streaming games like that. If that's something you'd be interested in. If not, you know, it's totally fine. But if you are, definitely let me know. So yeah, going on to the house. Just talking a bit about how the house is coming along. I'm using platforms to sort of create a more modern roofing, because I just like using platforms as roofs, really. It looks a lot more modern, and it's a lot more kind of sleek. And yeah, just me sort of fixing up the little roof bit. I put one platform out from where the wall ends to make a sort of I don't really know how to describe it, and if you could see me in my room right now, I'm making motions to kind of really describe what it is, but like a hang, sort of, I guess. But yeah, as I'm sort of building, I have the picture on my phone, so I can have a little look at the picture as I'm building, so I could get as close as what the picture looked like, and I think it's very, very close. And yeah, I'm using the brick from Get Famous around most of the house. And yeah, and I think I used the wood from... Where did I use the wood from? I think it was from Spa Day. I wanted at first to use the wood from Snowy Escape, as you saw there. But then it didn't look like the wood in the photo. It was the wood from Outdoor Retreat. This is a nice wood as well. I like that wood. Yeah. And then I'm just sort of going along the roof and sort of making sure that it lines up. I put the half wall around the platforms. I learned that feature a little while ago where you use half walls to cover the platform edges, just to sort of make it look a little bit more seamless with the wall. And yeah, I like using that trick a lot. It's a bit finicky because you have to make sure you put the half walls on, and then sometimes you'll forget to put half wall on, so then you've got to go back. That's what you'll see me do. I forget. You can see already I've forgotten to put a few half walls in, so I go in and I fix that. And then just, yeah, put the paint back on. And then I put a trim on. I put a nice black trim. And yeah, in the picture there was a glass fencing, so I put that in there to make a little balcony. You'll see me decorate that in a while. Then I decided to put platforms for the decking area. I was going to put leave it flat at first, and then I saw in the picture it had little steps going up, so I was like, okay, I'll put a platform in. Then me putting the platform had to require me to lift the floor up, so I lifted the floor up. And yeah, just platforms in general were just very finicky to use. And whilst I didn't like it, I actually quite like how it turned out. And then yeah, I put a trim on the platform. I put a wood sort of trim. And yeah, here's me. I'm going through to put the doors and stuff in now. I was originally going to use the door from Discover University, but then I saw that it was a medium wall height. So I decided instead to use the door from Get Famous on both for the front door and the back door. And I used the windows from Spa Day. I like the windows from Spa Day a lot. I thought they looked really nice and fit in with this house quite well. I had to put move objects on so I could slip it in nicely because it didn't want to go in. And yeah, as you can see, I sort of messing about with the platform again to make sure that it sort of looked alright. And yeah, I'm essentially just putting windows on. More windows. Yeah, I don't put any windows on like any of the other walls. I just thought I didn't want to put windows on them. It looked a lot better just having bigger windows in the front and the back. And you just saw there that I raised the wall height up so that I could fit these windows in, because they don't have the small, short wall height windows that look like that, so I had to raise the wall up. And I don't usually like using anything other than a short wall height, just because like inside doors on like most tall wall heights, they just look really weird and I don't like them. But this is probably the first time that I've used like taller wall heights, and also using bigger doors as well. And I actually, like I said, I'll say this a lot, I loved how it turned out. I'm just putting a trim around the edge now just to give it a bit more filling. And yeah, I'm starting to slowly put together the floor plan. The first thing I do, I decide to use these little sort of bump outs. I sort of use the platforms. I fill in the platforms in those walls to sort of make it look like they're like full kind of concrete sort of things. And yeah, it took me forever to do that because I had to do that with pretty much all of them. And yeah, it was very, very like long and a little bit boring as well, but you know, it's sort of a trick to sort of get rid of just those walls that I wasn't going to use them for anything. And yeah, as you can see here, I'm putting more of them at the back just to sort of make it a more square space, because otherwise I probably would have just left them blank, and I didn't really like the idea like that. I wanted to sort of make sure I have like a more even sort of shape to work with. And then outside here, I decided I'm going to put like sort of more platforming in to sort of make a nice kind of landscaping moment. But you'll see me get onto that a lot later on. I'm just here setting up the platforms ready to go so that when I'm going out into them, I know what I'm doing, alright, and I know what they're for. Here I'm setting just a bit of terrain paint. I used pebbles because that's what I had in the picture. It had like sort of pebble stone, and it had these like, it had wooden I don't really know what they are, but like sort of the wooden sort of paving things. But I used the stone like things, you find them in rugs from Get Together. I think it looked a lot nicer there. And then in the back I'm going to create a big sort of lawn space. Because we're in the desert, I thought, well, this house sort of fits really nice with the desert. And I thought I wanted to put a lawn in because it's one of the sort of bigger mansion areas. Because I had this idea in like, I think it was last night, I definitely had these like big ideas for it. And yeah, you'll see what I came up with at the very end. But here, like I said, is just me kind of setting up everything right now so that I know where it is. I put a like platform in the middle, and I'm going to be putting something on that in a little while that I think looked really nice with it. And yeah, I'm setting up a little lawn now. I'm going to be using two of the lawn things from Eco Lifestyle, the darker lawn and the lighter lawn. I'm going to sort of make them like strip. But as you can see right now, it's like I've definitely painted over way too many, so I'm just sort of going through and fixing it all. And yeah, just me fixing it up so it sort of looks nice and neat. Again, this took me forever as well, but again, is one of the things that I'm very happy with in this house that I think turned out really nice. I was going to put terrain paint first, and then I decided to use the sort of the basement flooring kind of thing, sort of to make it look like sort of nicer soil. And here I'm using the sand stuff from Snowy Escape. I was going to make the sort of a circular moment in the middle, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, so I sort of just used the full vertical stripped ones. I put a bamboo fence around it, and yeah, again, you'll see a little while later what I end up doing with this garden. Yeah, I'm just copying the grass to the front, looking for the trim to put on. I put more like cobblestone trim around it, around the outside ones, and it looks very nice. I'm putting in the flooring. I put in the flooring from Get Famous. It's a very nice flooring. And here you can see me start to put a floor plan together. Upstairs I'm just doing them column things like I did downstairs. I put them upstairs as well, which is more tedious work, but just sort of that way you won't be seeing like empty walls with nothing in them if you play in this house, which is available for download on the gallery now. And with a lot of things in it, you may be looking at it and being like, oh, will that work? I've player tested pretty much anything that looked like it won't work, and it does work. So you can be rest assured that it's been player tested. Now I'm putting in the stairs. I wanted to leave these stairs sort of open, which is, you can see now I'm setting up a sort of a foyer moment, or however you like pronounce it. I'm bad at pronouncing words sometimes, but it's like basically we can see downstairs. And where I was doing this, I realized I had a door, like doors leading into different rooms, so I didn't want to cut the entire floor out. So I set up a very kind of thin one tile walkway around, which your Sims can get through, by the way. I've player tested that and it works. And then I put in columns just to sort of support everything, and in those columns I'm going to be putting some shelves in them just to sort of fill them up. More columns to support the stairs, and then I get a glass banister from Get Together. A lot of the glass banister and glass like fencing are from Get Together. It's one of my favourite fences. Yeah, more floor plans setting up, and then I'm getting a smaller fence sort of because I plan to sink the floor down in that room. That's going to be the living area, so I put that down by 2 tiles. I think I put it down by 2 tiles. I forgot to play a test, so you might have to raise that up by 1 tile because I don't think your Sims will get down that. So yeah, definitely raise that back up by 1 tile. And yeah, putting the wallpaper back in for the inside, I basically go with the same like wallpaper as outside, just sort of putting them on the respective walls. And yeah, I'm very excited with how this house is going to turn out. I've decided that bigger area is going to be a open plan kitchen and dining space, and then in those 3 rooms off to the side we've got a bathroom, a living area, and a home gym. And then upstairs is a bedroom and an ensuite bathroom. Here I'm just putting in a bunch of lights, and then I start putting in doors on the inside. I put the bigger sliding doors from Snowy Escape. I really like those doors. I think they definitely turned out to be a good door to use for this house. And because I couldn't use a bigger door for like sort of leading into the bathrooms, I used the smaller medium tile door from Snowy Escape for the bathrooms. And yeah, very much a good door for this house. And then I start looking for furnishings now. I furnished the entry point first, and here you can see I'm putting in those shelving things, the shelves from eco lifestyle. And then I put a bookcase in and a chair. Just sort of a little reading nook. There's a lot of bookcases in this house. There's about 3 bookcases. So plenty of space for your Sims to read. And then I put a rug down from that's fitness stuff. Put more rugs down. Moving on to the kitchen. I like this kitchen a lot. I use the, it's a very, very modern kitchen. I use the, it's the career reward from Culinary. The fridge for the Culinary career. And then I use base game, cabinets, base game, counters, and islands. And I use the oven from Snowy Escape. I love using that oven. It creates a lot of cool kind of island ovens, and that was a definite great addition for that pack. It's one of my favorite ovens, and I'm using it all the time. And then I make sure to put the I forgot what they're called, the extractor things above the stoves, and then I put some long hang lights in and some bar stools. And then I'm looking for a good table. I was going to use the Get Famous one, and then I decided to use the one from Base Game. I wanted a glass table, a very modern glass table, along with chairs from Seasons. And then I'm just sort of moving it around so it's more central to the entry area. And then I get the rug from City Living and size it up. Put another bookcase in, modern bookcase from City Living. Make sure to put a bin inside because I usually forget those. And then I start putting in some appliances. I put in the microwave, coffee maker, I put in an ice cream maker and a popcorn maker, and also the tray from Spa Day, the drink tray. I put in the sink, and you've also got a dishwasher as well. And here's just me sort of cycling through and looking for clutter items. Put a couple of the sort of tea clutter items from Get Together. I was going to put a towel above the sink, but then I just didn't like the way it looked, so I left it. Put in just a bunch of clutter items, tons of plants and stuff. I'm putting them random now, but you'll see in a minute I can start moving them about. Sadly, with console, we don't have access to the custom content red shelf or anything, so if I'm having to make sure to move objects so that they look a lot more organized, I have to move out all the counters and stuff. But I can still get along with it pretty fine. Yeah. Again, put in some clutter, making sure the clutter items are all neat. I used the plates from Snowy Escape. I do wish we had more hanging plate racks. I know we got some with the kitchen kit, but they're more cupboards and cabinets, which I think would definitely obstruct your Sims route. So I just want more sort of plate hanging racks. Really. Moving on to the living room, and I'm setting up the sort of movie area. I use a half wall, and then I put a TV on. Oh no, your Sims should definitely be able to get down that now. I'm looking at it now. I thought it was raised down by 2, but no, it was raised up by 1, so you can definitely get down that easily. So ignore what I'd said earlier. You can get down this just fine. And yeah, putting in the TV, I was going to put the curved one from City Living, and then I just decided instead to go with the base game one. And then I use the cabinets from base game to sort of make sort of storage area. I was going to use the couch from Snowy Escape because I love that couch, but then I instead go with the one from Island Living. I put a light in. Ignore where it's placed right now because I'm going to move it. I'm putting plants in, tons of plants, lots of big sort of leafy plants that I very much enjoy and definitely fit with this room. Now the rug, the same rug from City Living, just in a different swatch. And then the glass table from Fitness Stuff. And then I'm just putting art on the walls. I go with the sort of pop art sloth thing. And then I put some movie posters from Get Famous. Because I think you'd use this room a lot to sort of watch like films and stuff. Because there's no windows in any of these rooms. Because from when I looked at the picture, I imagined that maybe that was just like a big sort of concrete thing. But I decided to make use of this and turn it into like separate rooms. So yeah, there's like no natural light coming into these rooms. So it's sort of perfect to have like a little movie space. This is the home gym. There's nothing much in this room, but I use all the equipment from Fitness Stuff, plus the punching bag from Spa Day. And I put the mirrors from Spa Day up as well. Just sort of, so you've got somewhere to practice, like, I think you can practice dancing in the mirror and stuff, so you should be able to do that. I haven't tested it, but you've got plenty of space, so I would imagine that you should be able to practice dancing. And yeah, nothing much in that room. I love the bathrooms in this house. I put a lot of work into these bathrooms, so they're not just regular, like, toilet, sink, bath, you know, that's it. I put like a lot of decoration into them. Here I'm searching for the ivy from Eco Lifestyle because I wanted to create like a little divider thing. And it takes me forever to find it. And I do eventually find it in plants. I didn't realise it was in plants. I would have thought it was in like clutter. But I eventually find it anyways. And then I use wall ivy from the from Get Together. Plus flowers from Jungle Adventure, and I've tested both the baths in this house, and they work fine with the wall stuff. So yeah, and I was searching for sort of like a linen kind of closet, and I put that one in from Laundry Day, but then I realised there's no like laundry stuff, like laundry equipment. There's no washing machine or tumble dryer in this house. So I instead go with the big cabinet that I used in the kitchen. And you can imagine that you put your like sort of towels and stuff in there. And I set up a little sort of stool that you put a towel on, and like there's a candle. And yeah, I look for a good sort of plant hang up, and I go with the sort of hanging bamboo. I don't know what that was thing. The hanging bamboo picture from Snowy Escape. I use a lot of the Snowy Escape pictures because they look really nice. Like, I especially like the ones with the little black frames on them. They look very nice. Yeah, there was nothing much to that balcony there. Just a couple chairs and like a table. The real sort of main outdoor space will be the garden, which you will see. We're coming up to it. So, yeah. Quick into the bedroom. I was going to put a painting up from City Living, but I didn't like any of the swatches. So I go with, I think that was the one from Cats and Dogs. The sort of black one. I was going to use the Peacemaker wardrobe, but I didn't like the look of it in this room. So I used the Snowy Escape wardrobe, plus a full body mirror, and I put a circular rug down. There's two circular rug downs. One by the bed and then one by the wardrobe. And then I used the Hey Harry flowers on either side of the bed. That looked amazing. And I like that we've got like tons of custom content. Well, not tons, but a few bits of custom content now, especially for console players, because I have no access to custom content. And pretty much all of the builders that I watch on YouTube always or sometimes use custom content, or at least have access to it. So I kind of feel a little bit left out, but I don't mind. You know, I can work with what's given. Now we're in the garden, which is my favourite part of this entire build. Like the part of the build that I spent tons of time on, so make sure everything looks right. That was a little kind of rock bamboo garden. Now, this thing right here, this thing in the middle, was something I definitely had that I saw in my head last night. And here's the thing, when I went to sort of take the screenshots, it didn't work how I thought it would, but I still kind of keep it there. I thought about having this big, water feature, but yeah, sadly it didn't work. I thought it would, but I still keep it in anyways, because, it's my favourite part, so I just kept it in. And here I've put the tree from Snowy Escape, and I put that's a little kind of yoga area, so you can do meditating, you can do yoga. And yeah, I'm just putting more sort of plants in now. Just a ton of plants. I put a little barbecue area, and I decide to put the table. I put it on the lawn as opposed to near the barbecue, on the deck, because that's a huge lawn, and I thought I'll put the table on there just so it fills up that bit of space. And yeah, I decided to put over here, I make a sort of fire pit. I don't use the outdoor fires. I use that fireplace from Snowy Escape and sort of just basically paint the wall next to it black and just put a couple chairs out there. And I think it looks a lot nicer. And that means I'm not using that fire pit that I always use. It's a little bit different, but it looks very nice. Here's me looking for the perfect chair. Then I find the one that I was going for, the base game ones. And then outside, I remember there was a front part, so I started decorating the front. I don't put much on here at all. I just basically fill it up with the base game flowers and just tons of base game flowers and stuff. I put the palm tree from Island Living, and then I bring in some stuff from Island Living, just because I thought we're in the desert, there'd be palm trees everywhere. So I didn't want to use the ones from base game because I didn't like the look of those ones for this house. So I used the ones from Island Living because they're a lot more kind of luscious. And here's me just sort of dropping lights everywhere, sort of lighting up the main areas. And yeah, like I said, throughout this build, I adore how this house turned out. And if you do download it off the gallery, I hope you also enjoy how this house turned out, because I put a lot of time sort of into it, and as you can see. And yeah, we're coming to the end of the speed build now, so like I always remind you, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye. It's already past